Alright, today guys, we are rocking Vanguard with the Oculus Bolt Carbine and Neo Volkite Pistol, and a bit of an overlay for our mouse and keyboard, so hopefully that helps some people understand some of the inputs better. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the Oculus Bolt Carbine anymore. I used to be. I do think the standard Bolt Carbine has kind of power crept it, but still a good weapon. Might need some buffs. But we're also using the Grapnel Execute build because other weapons that have kind of fallen off, or perks I should say, is Adrenaline Rush, and that Adrenaline Rush really isn't remotely as necessary on this class anymore compared to things like the Extremis Healing, which really does more for you in a lot of cases, at least like bang for your buck. Because the Execute build on this class is very powerful. The AoE, when it does function, is kind of absurdly high damage and can go into like a little bit of a loop, an entire horde. That's really useful for us. That's kind of what I've been performing recently. It is a little less forgiving, but this class already has 2 healing perks. So I think it's enough. Let's rip through these guys. I will say what he does need a buff on are a lot of his team perks at the moment, because I don't see Inner Fire taking remotely as much on him anymore. Because they nerfed it and then made the healing so good that you're kind of trolling if you don't take the 30% heal. That's only healthy for a game, in my opinion, to have like such a non-choice. Let's go in over here. I do like the scope on this thing, though. This is the last map I need for an ordeal, or at least the last clear of this map. So if you're curious why you're going to see a bunch of Chaos gameplay on this channel for like a week and a half, that is why. I've just been grinding through these. Now the Neo Volkite is actually pretty decent against Chaos, especially things like Cultists. You can pretty much just go down the whole line on them. It's very useful. Also Spore Mines. I gotta get it. Pretty good place to fight these guys anyways. Get that headshot multiplier. Yeah, I don't think so. I'll lunge at you first. Oh, I didn't even see these guys over here. I guess they did this spawn actually. Oh. That's an unfortunate bug with the Grapnel Execute, is that sometimes you'll grapple to them and they'll just die and you'll get the Execute refund. That's the only downside of this thing, really. But you still got the AoE damage, and like that's kind of mandatory, the Zone of Impact perk while using the Grapnel Execute, because that is the main benefit of the refund. Like, just getting a free Grapnel Execute isn't super good. Like, 33% Execute, that's decent. But 33% Execute plus killing every Majoris around them, that's pretty peak.
Are they afraid of a few Xenos? Pathetic.
The Xenos seem eager to cross that arcane barrier. What say we help them?
Let's see, hopefully my frames don't die, because whenever I go down to that area over there, that's where frames go to die, especially in the launch of this game. I used to be genuinely afraid of this map.
Disappointing. Ordnance on me.
too many particle effects. Okay, let's go down here. Sometimes I get an Extremis spawn, but even a boss spawn occasionally. But this map in particular, this one and Inferno, they don't like to spawn bosses recently, like the past 2 patches of the game. They still do, it's just feels way more uncommon than the other maps. Grab this fragment.
Take what you can carry. Into the fray. Finished and ready.
Right now, there is a guaranteed stim right down here on this map. For anybody that's curious, this one will always spawn.
Take some.
If you're doing solo, keep that in mind.
Fill your packs, brothers.
There's also another one at the end of the map. Actually, there's a couple. So this map is quite generous when it comes to that.
Subterranean ambush. Let us murder it. Now, magazine in.
Oh, fuck that up. Forgot that I can't unblockable, even with the knockback resist, you can't just sit through a Ravener hit like that. It's not off the parry one I just did.
Full hope and no grace.
That's okay, we're gonna get all our HP back in like 2 seconds. There we go. That's why I like the Extremis field quirk significantly more than Adrenaline Rush at the moment, because Adrenaline Rush, 5% is a pretty hefty chunk, but 30% is like an entire med kit. And the thing in this game that usually takes your HP down is an Extremis, as you just saw, or it's like a wave with an Extremis, because usually Majora's on their own can only do so much. So most of the time you're taking all that damage, it's going to be in like some big fat Ravener Lictor wave. And then you're just going to get your HP back off them anyways. Because that 30% simply overperforms. Okay, let's just go down here. I'm kind of curious to see if they'll ever nerf it. Take it down to like 20% or something. But I imagine they took it up to 30% for the fact that it'll get you to like a med kit. Basically turns into a med kit. I think that's what they want it to be.
He left minions to protect his blasphemies. Destroy them all! I feel that bastard's lingering presence, but it retreats as quickly as he did. Hold this zone, brothers. We will drive out the fell powers.
Resist, brothers! Back into the corrupting aura!
your teeth and get through the corruption.
These guys, the more. No, you guys gonna pop.
Engage the altar. It must fall.
Heavy bot's too powerful. He killed it for me. I do feel like there should be an option in the vanilla game to turn off bots. That'd be a nice little update they could do. Some of the voice lines wouldn't make a whole lot of sense, but playing with bots in this game is kind of irritating. They definitely make the game easier, but they also make a lot of things more annoying.
I was wrong to expect a better fight for a serious battle. We must destroy that altar. What needs grappling?
Alright, let's go. Grab this altar. Now, usually a sorcerer will guaranteed spawn right down here once you're done. Sometimes he doesn't, but
Our plan must be completed.
Finish and ready. Shield neutralized. Altar is rubble.
alright. I guess I'll grab this. Maybe there's a melta bomb or crack grenade. Usually I find cracks more valuable against chaos than Tyranids. Sometimes they spawn over here though. That's an armor boost. Okay.
Do not get turned around. Arming up. One more altar. Right at the heart of the dome.
Breaking that should provide a damn good distraction.
Sending fragment. Before it pulls for aid. Reloading. Into the maw of death. Right to the worthless gods.
Just gonna take these guys here.
Brothers, my wrath beats your state.
That guy definitely felt that. I'm just gonna interrupt him with a grenade. Ever since they nerfed the missile launch they do, they used to do 3 of these, but now they only do 2. They're a lot easier to dodge too.
Finish that boss. You have more to
And back in the day, a single missile Terminator used to be pretty horrifying, but now maybe it's just that I'm better at fighting them. I don't know. Could be both. I mean, it's definitely both now that I think about it, because launch of the game is definitely a little different, all that. Do I want it at all? That's just a giant goof by me.
That's all you got for something.
Just gonna frag these guys.
Wasted by Magnus, wasted by us. What needs grappling? Pulling out Magnus. Available.
Thanks, bot. Whoops. Oh, there we go. Every now and then this game just gives you a giant fat wave. I feel like massive waves should be far more common on Absolute though. But we'll see. Because patch 8 is supposed to make Absolute harder. So we'll see what they do.
Got the gear. Smells like fresh munitions.
Saber's repeated multiple times they want this game to be harder on Absolute. There's just a lot of downtime currently. I think that's the biggest thing. There's a lot of cooldown between waves. Like, you can have entire sections of maps just have no enemy spawn sometimes. Which I don't think is very good for a horde shooter. Pop. Or not.
Out. Magazine in.
Altar exposed. Raise that heretical construction.
That will do.
Barrier down. Stay vigilant. Now we infiltrate the cathedral.
All right.
Good to go. Xenos did not waste any time dropping in.
Pity we cannot stay and watch. The view is...
This area up here can have a Hellbridge spawn. So we'll see what happens. So usually this map, like I said previously, doesn't really like to give boss spawns all that often. I think I've gotten like one or two in the past 10 games. One.
Ordnance on me.
I thought it was going for me for a second.
So many enemies, so little time.
Got a wall. It's awkward. No, not like this. Guy's just over there getting bullied. You next.
Why to your worthless gods?
Why not? Fuck him. Now I can. Interesting.
What needs grappling?
No, I do vaguely remember Saber Interactive saying they were going to fix the, they were going to look into fixing the jump pack or changing the jump pack for the assault. They'd be more like the campaign and PvP. But that was like launch. And they haven't done anything for it for like really 8 months now. And I'm going to be real. If they do, I'm going to be happy, but I don't expect anything for it. I know a lot of people complain about the jump pack on the assault in this game being different. But it's really not a priority. So I used to just hip firing from the Bolt Carbine days. So now up here is also a guaranteed stim. So we're pretty set. And like if we find, even if we found like a Guardian Relic, we'd be extra set. Pretty much nothing can kill you at that point. If you have 2 stims with bots and a Guardian Relic, like what? You go down, you use the 2, you go down, you use the 2 stims. Very mortal wound. You go down again. You don't use your Guardian Relic. Then you can go down again and use your Guardian Relic, and then you can go down again. A lot of lives. Look at all these little guys. I'm gonna Volkite them. Oh, okay. Oh shit! I might not even hear you. I didn't turn my camera. Now before that wouldn't stagger them. He did like that 2-shot combo there, but now. It sure does. Okay, let me just where's the sorcerer over there? Alright, it's like our last spot for a potential boss spawn, so we'll see if we get one. Oh shit. How tanky are you? Jesus. That's a miscalculation. Probably thought I was gonna go down there. I will probably make a video at some point talking about like Bone Sword Warriors in this game. And more so the Enrage mechanic, because I think Enrage in this game is a pretty terrible mechanic at the moment. They have such a ridiculous stagger resist, and there's really not a super guaranteed way to tell when they're going to go Enrage. Like, you can definitely tell if they're like doing reinforcements, or if like a Majoris is nearby them. But sometimes guys just go Enrage and just full heal and disrupt the entire game plan. There's really no counterplay to it except like the dodge fest, especially if they're ranged guys. Being unable to stun a ranged dude in this game is pretty damn irritating. Okay, so we might get a halberd here. We'll see. Or not. Oh. Let's move over here. Really what I wanted, but I'll take it, I guess. Only one guy? Sniper and heavy butt. Those guys go. It's one of the best bot combos in this game, though.
I think
To be
this will
fair.
do it.
This is a two-part sequence. Locate the next console.
Heavy bot is truly of a different breed in this game. Yeah, I don't care if you stun those guys.
The thousand suns march on our position. Arming up. Reset imminent.
I don't even know where that guy went. Which one are you? Must have been you.
Hawk available.
Gotta hit that button. 8 seconds. I don't think I can get over there. 5 seconds. Almost. No.
Coordination is required.
I tried.
Terminal is chirping at me. Try again and be quick about it. What the? Keep wasting time. That machine is going to go back to sleep soon.
Wait. Look at the console up. Whoa. So many Rubric Marines. They're such a slog to fight. So let's grab my ammo over here. Ow.
Smells like fresh munitions.
Time at critical. Enter command.
Hawk available.
Reset imminent.
Okay. Let's kill this guy.
That was not 1,000. I lost count.
I am curious to see what Chaos will be like when they add in the Chaos spawn. Hopefully they fix like the utter lack of melee damage these guys have, or like the melee enemies. Because these Rubric Marines, they just teleport so damn much. It's a very anti-fun mechanic.
The lift descends again.
Because it makes it so you don't really want to commit to too much, or like anything's going to really hard animation lock you, just because they'll just demount, just leave. And then you're screwed pretty much. So you have to play in a very particular way around them in a lot of cases, especially in true solo.
I was wrong to expect a better fight from a sniveling backstabber.
And not getting to use your moveset on a character isn't very cool, in my opinion. We got no boss spawn again. How lame. Let's go down. Go through here.
Feel your packs, brothers.
This last area can be a bit of a pain in the ass, but we did just have a horde, so.
Foulness that does not belong in this world.
The arch enemy awaits.
Obviously, that thing dies first.
Enemy classification correct. It is a Daemonhost.
The demon thing is tethered to more altars.
Oh, double prizes. I skip these,
Get ready for an arcane assault.
oh, it's 3 of them? Interesting. Why crack grenades are so good. At least against these guys. Really only sorcerers and like zoanthropes. Anything with a shield in this game that you kind of need to just get rid of.
Negating altar.
Bang bang.
Had to step back.
Okay.
Altar is
So now another guaranteed spawn for a stim on this map is right down here.
What's the demon sorcery?
Right there.
magazine out, magazine in. Snap its twig. Words.
That shrine is almost home of demon. Returning fire. Maintain control here.
Still has died. You are the corpse of reality.
Arming up.
Demon is taking a shot at us. What needs rapid? Take that, degenerate bastards of the Cyclops.
I sense your precious desires. I tire of their banality.
I'm going to take this.
I shall be clean with this.
Because this part of the map, they really like to just come and like pile up here and here. So a shock grenade could be pretty useful.
It hurled fire at us.
And over here.
Altar uncontested.
Get ready for an arcane assault. Do not be distracted by the demon. Target the altars.
Going to kill you soon enough, demon.
Oh, they just kind of zoomed right past it, didn't they?
Taking a shot at us.
It certainly is awkward, isn't it?
Negating altar.
Get down.
Okay, let's pop this.
Altar is rubble.
My chains cry.
Demon returning fire.
Thousand doors. I am cast into the law.
It hurled fire at us.
Regroup and refocus.
Ow. Is this in there? I probably could just punch him in the face, to be honest.
What's the demon sorcery?
There we go.
What needs grappling?
Words! Brace the demonic bombardment.
We need to make another push.
So once you actually start interacting with these altars here, they cannot kill you. It is impossible to die in this animation. Little fun fact. So if you're trying to do this by yourself, or you're trying to help your team, you can do that. So that's really all there is to it. Vanguard's still pretty strong. Really don't need Adrenaline Rush anymore. I think we used like one sim at the very end, and even then it wasn't even that mandatory. No boss spawn on this map though. That always peeves me. But Oculus Bolt Carbine still performed pretty well. Neo Volkite, it did get a damage boost to like the charge, the explosion. That does blow up my Norris now, but I don't really see too much difference on things like Majoris, to be honest. Let's go take a look at the stats and like the 50-minute loading screen in this game. The patch 8 PTS server should be up pretty soon, like the next month or so. So I will be playing a ton of that when that is out. But for now, we're stuck on this, doing some more deals, because I'm getting pretty close to that high honor bolt rifle. Alright, 17 Extremis. That was a little bit higher than usual. Sometimes this map sends a ton. But anyways, guys, that is all for this run. If you like content like this, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more. And also, thank you to all my channel members. Your support means a ton. Peace.